Hey, it's Mimi from HeyMimi DIY, and in this video I want to give you my secret recipe for using one of these magnetic platforms in a way that takes advantage of the magnetic properties. Because if you have these, you'll know that they don't really work in the way that you hope they would. The Lifestyle Crafts, the Blue Genius platform, you cannot cut downward on this like this. The reason you get these is so you can position your die and have the magnetic surface hold it in place. This I do like for other reasons. I like the fact that you can cut dies just with these two things alone. You place your die upward. I like to use this just for cutting blanks and put it through like this. Put the A plate down and just cut it just with those two things. And I really like the formulation of these Lifestyle Crafts cutting plates. They're not really a cutting plate. They're kind of flexible. They look like they're wood in the middle and then these two rubbery surfaces on the outside. So use with Blue Magnetic Platform, use with the A mat with no clear pad. Okay, so I like this a lot, but the magnet aspect is not really all that useful. I bought one of these because it was getting a lot of hype. Everybody was saying how great they are, these little bee perfect positioners, but it doesn't really solve the problem. I don't really see how this is helpful. I bought two of these and I use it for something else, but it's not really all that helpful because you still, even if you have it like this, you still can't cut downward. You have to cut upward. So I do like this product, and I really like these cutting pads because they emboss a little bit as well on the first cut. However, they do not take advantage of the magnetic aspect very well. Now the Sizzix platform, magnetic platform, is shorter. It's a hair wider. And if you could cut it like this would be absolutely perfect. However, it says this is not a cutting surface. The bad part is that you have to use one of these. And we all know that these warp after just a few cuts, which doesn't really hurt the cutting, hurt its function, unless you need the magnetic aspect of it, in which case it holds it away from the magnet and it's going to fall down because there's a gap here in the middle. So I have discovered a secret sandwich recipe. I haven't seen it anywhere else online, but I'll show you how I use the magnetic platform and keep a nice, strong magnetic connection here. I kind of discovered this by accident. I bought this. I wasn't happy with how it worked, so I bought this and then discovered that it also had its downfalls. I happen to have bought one of these AccuQuilt dies because I needed to cut some fabric in this exact dimension. And I thought I needed this AccuQuilt Go plastic pad. These AccuQuilt dies can go through a big shot, but as you can see, they're quite a bit narrower than a regular die. However, this came in very handy when I was just trying different sandwiches of all my different pads and shims and everything, and I ended up trying this. I take the Sizzix platform, I use the AccuQuilt Go pad, my image, and then take a look at this. It's a nice strong bond and it's perfectly flat with no gap no matter how many times you cut with it, because it's not rigid like this. So you're not going to put a clear pad on there. You can buy these Lifestyle Crafts Genius pads separately, and it comes with this B mat. It happens to be the perfect thickness for this sandwich. So this is the B mat. I cut it in half so it wasn't so unwieldy. So here it is. You put it through like this and it's going to cut perfectly, and because there's a little bit of give to this rubber, it actually embosses a little bit. So let me show you how that looks. This is a Big Shot Plus. I'll have to make another video about why I bought it, but I gave my Big Shot to my sister, and I kind of wish I had it back just because it's more compact, but I don't regret getting this. Anyway, so you're going to put this through. No cracking or anything because all of these things are more flexible. And then here we go. And there is your cut. It even has a little bit of that embossed edge on it. So that's what it is. It's the Sizzix Magnetic Platform, the AccuQuilt Go, your image, your die, and then the Lifestyle Crafts B mat. Okay, and you put that through and it's great. Here's what it looks like on the interior there. see if it's, I don't know if it's focusing. It completely reminds me of those self-healing mats. The B mat and the A mat are two different thicknesses, so make sure it's the B mat that you're using. And so the way I cut this was I just used, at first I was going to cut it at exactly, the length of this. You could do that if you cut a lot of big stuff. But when I'm using the magnetic platform, I usually am cutting small images, and so I just decided to cut it in half because I felt like it would get more use. And this is 13 inches wide, and so all I did was cut it at 6.5 inches, just like this. I did it on a self-healing mat, and then I just took a blade and scored it a couple of times, and then I snapped it. I just scored it a couple of times to get through the plastic here. I snapped it, and then on the other side, then I just sliced down the center. Maybe Sizzix will come up with a accessory that you could buy that's this, because it works awesome. I mean, I love my Sizzix Big Shot, but it really bugs me that they haven't come up with a better solution than these things. The only thing I can think of is they want you to have to keep buying them. If I could come up with this, they can come up with this. That's just more durable, I think. I think these Genius mats are more durable. So my suggestion to you, if you don't have one of these Genius mats, is to maybe try cutting up different thicknesses of these self-healing mats. Everybody has a couple of those laying around. You might try seeing if you can get a combination of flexible pads that you can use in place of those Sizzix rigid cutting mats. So I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching. And be sure and subscribe to HeyMimi DIY so you can see what I'm up to next.